Number one is what's going on, everybody? So today is kind of a fun video that I've been wanting to do for quite a while, and I figured why not start with this one. So we are going to talk about my 3 favorite and the 3 best, in my opinion, quad exercises to get your quads big. So I always had like small legs. I had like fat thighs, but I had small legs, if that makes any sense. So, like, my legs would look small when I'd be standing there, but then when I'd sit down, like, it would be like, oh wow, your legs are so fat. So I guess they were just fat. I don't know. And I never had an ass, never had anything like that. So when I did my first actual off season, I put on a lot of size, and a lot of that went to my quads. So what were the exercises I did? I'm going to start from the most important one. So 1 to 3, number 1 is going to be the most important one. Number 1 is closed feet, like feet close together, leg press. So people are going to be like, oh, why are you doing your feet that way? So the closer and lower your feet are on the platform, the more you're going to focus on your quads. So the upper and the higher it is, it's more hamstrings and glutes. So if I was going to do like a hamstring focused leg press or a glute focused leg press, I'd have my legs and feet all the way out here. But since I'm doing it for my quads, they're very low and very close together. Now the thing is with this, your range of motion is a lot less. So this is literally only hitting your quads. Like, you're not getting any adductors, anything else. Like, it's literally, the range of motion is going to be so limited, it's just focusing on your quads. Anything deeper, you're not going to hit. But this is a video about how to get your quads bigger, not your overall legs. So I say do this because this is what I did. I learned this way of doing leg press from Mark Bell and Stan Efferding, and I was like, wow, that's like a really different way. I usually just put my feet normal. I started doing that. Game changer. My legs got so much bigger doing that. Like, at first I was doing only like, I think like maybe 6 plates on each side, worked up and worked up. By the end of my off season, like starting my prep, I was at like 14 on each side or 13 on each side for a couple of reps. But I lower it now because I want to get like those nice clean reps. I don't want to do like, I was kind of doing some half reps kind of. I want to get more deeper reps. So if you look at this video, I'm going pretty deep. Like, this is as deep as you're going to want to go. Any deeper, and if you're a guy, you might hurt your balls. And it just might not be comfortable on your hip and your lower back in this position. So that's why that range of motion is limited because of that. But it's just amazing at blowing up your quads. Another caveat to this, if you don't really like the leg press, I know a lot of people don't like putting on all those weights on the leg press, and it's a little annoying and intimidating. Another thing you could do is something I used to do a lot before I did this with the leg press. I don't think it worked as well, but it is also a good alternative, and that is doing a Smith machine cannonball squat, or like a closed feet squat. So you put a plate under you, you just go on the plate, and you do your feet close together, and it's kind of the same motion, but you can get deeper. So it's going to take your quads out of it a little bit more. Like, you're not going to get as much quads, you're going to get more of your adductors in it than you would in the leg press, but it's still the same motion where your feet are close together, so you're hitting more quads. Like, your glutes and your hamstrings are going to be taken out of it. So that is another option. It's just not a personal favorite, so I would put that as like a caveat. Like, if you want to do that, you can, but the leg press is the main one. Number 2. So number 2 is one that I didn't do during that off season, but I did it during my prep, and I got better and better at it, and now I'm a lot better at it, and that is just barbell squatting. Now, specifically, there's a specific way I want your feet. I used to barbell squat for my glutes a lot, so I would do what's called a sumo squat, where your feet are really far out and your range of motion isn't as much, but your hamstrings and your glutes are working overdrive. It's kind of the same idea with the leg press. So with this, it's just kind of like shoulder width, comfortable distance, and just do the squat. People are going to argue about depth. How deep should you go? This or that. Once you get to a certain level of depth, you're just going to be hitting more adductors anyway. So, in my personal opinion, getting your knees to your hips or as close as you can is probably the best option. So if you look, some people will stop with their, if this is their hip, this is their knee, they'll stop here. I think this is a little too short. Trying to get like around here where your knees and your hips are the same level, and this is why people say squat to parallel or beyond your leg, this would be your actual quad, is parallel. And then some people will kind of go lower, like their hips will go lower. This is going below parallel. Not necessary, but it's also helpful. So I think at least getting as close to or below parallel is perfect. So another thing that you could do instead of barbell squat, because some people have trouble with the bar going behind their back, you could front squat. I don't personally like front squatting. It's just not a comfortable movement. You can do a hack squat or a V squat, anything like that. Those would also be very good alternatives to doing regular squats, but I do personally think that a barbell squat is the best one for your quad development, especially if you do it properly. Number 3. So, we already talked about big boy leg press, big boy squat. What would number 3 be? Number 3 for me is something after you do those 2 exercises, your legs, your quads specifically, are just going to be so beat that your only other real option that isn't going to overstress you, in my opinion, is leg extensions. Now, some people argue whether leg extensions are even worth it, and I've, stopped doing them from time to time. But the reason I like leg extensions is because after you do all that pressing, that good extension movement, getting that feeling in your quads, that's a good way, in my opinion, to end your quad workout. I'm going to leave you guys with one more thing. I know we said 3, but this isn't really a quad exercise, and I know we said we're not focusing on the leg size, but these kind of get lumped in with quads anyway, and I mentioned them a couple times, your adductors. So if you go to your gym, they have those, what some people call the good girl, bad girls, because of Greg Doucette. It's the machine where you sit in it. It's one of them you push out to hit your glutes. The other one you close in to hit your adductors. The adductor one, where you sit in, your legs are out here, and you close together, that one is going to make your leg width look a lot better from the front. So instead of having that outer drop, you're going to have a deeper inner quad. So, you'd have not inner quad, inner thigh. So your inner thigh is going to look a lot better. It's going to make your leg just look all around bigger. So that is also a good thing to add at the end of a quad, like leg day, is, do the 3 exercises I said, kind of in that order I said, of most important to least important, and then do the adductors to finish, and that's going to hammer your quads and your legs pretty well. So that's going to wrap up this video. I don't know what we're going to do for the next one of my 3 best exercise series, but I thought legs would be the most fun. So here you guys go. I hope you enjoyed, and remember, please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you are looking for a coach, I am taking clients. Reach out to me on Instagram. That's the best way to reach out to me. If you just DM me, if you follow me and DM me, it's even better because I will see your message first over people that don't follow me, that those messages don't come through to me properly. So if you follow me on Instagram and you DM me, I will see your message and we can talk about pricing, talk about your goals, and how I can help you. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. And remember, stay massive.
Keep my head up when I act, head up, that's a fact. Never looking back, I'ma keep myself on track. Keep my head up, staying strong, always moving on.